What's up, my Red Pill brothers? It's Red Pill Clarity back at you again with another one. And I know it's been a while. The last video I made was at the end of the year of 2018, and I've been so busy with so much things going on in my life. And with this video, it's going to be a little different. So this video, as you can see in the title, I just want to talk about why I stopped smoking weed. So I before I get started with that, I just want to give you a little backstory on when I started smoking. I started smoking at the age of, I would say, 17, I think. But that was when I already graduated from high school. So I just smoked I smoked with some friends, and after that, I started smoking from then on, and I've been off and on from then on. So I think I ended up going to college and for a little bit, and I wasn't smoking that much. So I don't even think I was smoking at that time for like probably 6 months. So after that, I stopped. I dropped out of college, started smoking again, hanging out with friends, doing a whole bunch of stuff I shouldn't be doing. And I would say I joined the military right after that, so I had to stop smoking. I joined the military, and while I was in the military, I, I smoked a couple times, the real thing. I even smoked the synthetic weed, the spice, while I was in the military because it didn't show up in your system. And I was doing that while I was in there. And after that, when I got out, started smoking the real thing. And I always been the type of person where I can't smoke sometimes. It's either I have to be smoking or I can't smoke at all. Maybe some people can relate to that, but so that's why I was like always off and on. I'll be smoking for a few months, and then it gets to the point where I guess my productivity starts deteriorating, and I just have to stop. So I stop, and then somehow I just end up smoking again. I wouldn't really say it's peer pressure, but or influence, but that plays a little factor into it because of the people I'm around. That's what caused me to pick it up again, and also whatever circumstances I'm in with my life is what plays a factor as well as what caused me to smoke again. So basically, I have 9 reasons that I came up with. There's more reasons. I just can't think of others right now, but I thought of like 9 solid good reasons why I stopped. And starting off with number 9, I would say, and also I would like to mention that this is just my personal reason. Like, I'm not condemning weed, I'm not condoning it. I'm just giving you guys the reasons on why I stopped smoking weed. So pretty much reason number 9 is dependency. You become dependent on it. And like, you'll start off with a little bit, and then you start smoking more and more every day. It's like you can't go anywhere without smoking weed first. Like me personally, and when I say you, I'm talking about myself. So it's like if I have to go to an event, or if I want to go out with some friends or anything like that, I gotta smoke weed because I just feel like I won't be in the right state of mind if I don't smoke weed. Like, I'll be too anxious. I'll have anxiety kicking in. It's like I'm so calm and at peace if I smoke. So it's like anything you have to do, you have to smoke first. And then it even gets worse. Like, if I have to clean the house, I'm like, yeah, let me smoke first. And then I start cleaning the house. Or sometimes I don't. I put it off to later. It depends on I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling after I smoke. And just pretty much like anything, it gets petty to the point where I'm like, I have to smoke first before I have to eat. You just become dependent on it. You can be out, you can be at work, and like when it's almost that time to get off, you're thinking about weed. You're thinking about, man, I can't wait till I get home to smoke some weed. So you just become very dependent on it. And reason number 8 is social interactions. It tends to change you physically and mentally. Like it's almost as if you're sort of like a different person, when you smoke and you go around people, because when you're around people sober, you are in a different place mentally compared to when you smoke or when you drink or if you do any other illicit drugs or whatever it is the case may be. But like with weed, it just changes you. And there, of course, I like the changes because it gives you that, what do you call it, that liquid courage or something, if you want to go talk to a female, or or it gives you confidence. Sometimes it gives you a I don't give a fuck attitude. So it can it can help out to a certain point. And that's so yeah, so with social interactions, it just changes you, man. And my reason number 7 is associations. So weed is associated with all the bad habits. The same friends you hang around with every day who are pretty much stagnant and content with where they are in life. It's associated with all the fun things that you do when you're high. The reason I say, like, I I would say quote unquote fun things that you do when you're high. And the reason why I say quote unquote is because when you're high, you may find those things that you did, when you're not high, they aren't that fun anymore. And maybe they can still be fun, but it will probably make you realize that those things aren't worth that much of your time anymore. Like, for instance, playing the Xbox, playing 2K, you're grinding on my career. Some people may not know what I'm talking about, but it's basically like a solo mission type of thing. Like, you're like any game, you're playing, like you smoke, and most of the time that you play, it's when you're high, and you find a lot of excitement when you're high. So when you're not high anymore, it's like it's not that enjoyable anymore. You feel me? So it's like the only thing you have in common with these people that you smoke with is weed. As far as the people that's just stagnant and content with where they are in life. And you may realize that you don't have that much in common with them as you thought you did with these people. And these people can be your family or your close friends. And these people can even despise you, because if you decide to put the weed down and do something else with your life, try to better your life, they may despise you. And it's also like weed is also associated with a dirty room or a dirty house. And I have to remind you guys that this is just my personal experience. I'm not condemning weed, and I'm not condoning it. So what I mean by as association with a dirty room or a dirty house is that and these, for the people that smoke weed long term. I smoke weed for since I started smoking weed since I was 17, and I've been on and off since. I even smoked it while I was in the military. So I've just been on and off since. And with association with the dirty room, like when you smoke it long term, you tend to put things off for later. Like you say you're gonna clean your room, you say you're gonna clean the house, and it will only get to the point where you clean it after it's fucking serious mess. But you let it get to that point. You kept telling yourself you're gonna clean it before it gets to that point, but you don't. And that's I would attribute weed to that. So my reason number 6 is task, and with an S at the end. I mentioned this earlier in the other reasons. You put off a lot of you put off a lot of things, for later. And you think everything is going good, you're feeling good, but the reality is, like, these tasks and these problems that you're going through, you tend to have the I don't give a fuck attitude, while you're smoking, while you're high. And the reality of it all is those problems and those tasks, they're still there. Once you sober up, they're going to be right there waiting for you. So you may think that, yeah, weed, it solves my problems. It makes me feel better. It caused me not to stress about all these things going on. But, the main reality of it all is that they're not going away. They're not going anywhere. You're just in a different state of mind where you don't care for it at that time. It's a euphoric feeling where you just don't care about it at that time. But once you sober up, it's right there waiting for you, and that can be an issue. Just like, if it was some school work, some actual work for your job, or just certain things that you have to do for your life, and it's stressing you out, you put it off for later. And once you sober up, you'll be so overwhelmed with all these things coming at you at once because you thought they went away, but you just put them off for later. And so that's it for that number 6. Number 5, the fifth reason is that, the impairment and disability. You're not in your natural state of mind, and it can even be considered a form of disability because after long-term usage, you almost can't do anything without smoking first. Similar to the dependency, it's you have to either hit that bong, you have to hit the blunt, you have to hit the joint. And with blunts, like I'll smoke half, save half for later, and all types of shit, man. So number 4, it's like it gives you sort of like a split personality syndrome. And like me personally, is like when I smoke long term wise, I it's almost as if I become another person. It's like there's a different me inside of me, if that makes any sense. And if I stop smoking for a few months only to start smoking again, that different person comes right back and takes over my body, and that different person picks up right where I left off from when I stopped smoking. And it's just so weird. Like if I were to stop smoking today, 6 months later, like I said, if I start smoking again, it's like that that high me picks up from where I left off 6 months ago, and it's back. It's just a weird feeling. So let's see, number 3. Uh, it gets in the way. It just makes you say fuck it with everything, and that's similar to like the task. You say fuck it to things, but those things that you say fuck it to, they're waiting for you. If you ever plan on going back to take care of your responsibility, they're waiting right there for you. And if you don't plan on taking care of your responsibility, then you can have some dire consequences depending on what that responsibility is that you had to take care of. you know. And number 2, you're an inspiration to someone. You may not know it, but if you have any type of, let's see, if you want to do good in your life, and you have any type of aspirations or goals, and even if you're doing the bare minimum to meet those goals or aspirations, someone's watching you. There's someone's watching you, and someone respects that. And it inspires them to do better for themselves. And it can be someone of your own age, someone older than you, and probably a good chance someone younger than you. They're watching you. People are always watching you, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you think. Someone is watching you. They're watching the way you move. They're watching the way you live your life. So you're an inspiration to someone. So I would say just focus on yourself and just do good for yourself, because you can inspire others to do good, and that sparks the idea in someone's brain to to help make the world better, just by you focusing on yourself and trying to better yourself. And my number 1 reason why I stopped smoking weed is because I don't need it. You don't need it. It's like when you smoke for a long time, like all day, every day, for months and months. Like it's like my tolerance starts getting higher and higher the more I smoke, no pun intended. But I would start off smoking only maybe an O a month, and then it moves up to 2 ounces a month. Like it'll be like one blunt a day, then it turns out to two blunts a day, and it'll be the same type of weed. It could be sativa, indica, whatever. All I smoke is loud, so I don't smoke anymore now. But when your tolerance just gets higher and you need more weed, so it's just like after you stop and you go through the withdrawals, which can be worse for some compared to others. It's nothing like crazy drugs. I would say it's mild compared to the other like heavy drugs, but it these withdrawals can last for a week, 2 weeks, and even over a month. For some people, for you to feel better again, and of course, in that time frame, it can vary for others, but it's like, why would you want to smoke again? After you go through that, after you go through those withdrawals, why would you want to smoke again? Because one blunt or joint is going to turn into two over time, and you're just gonna start smoking until you get back to where you left off, where you're like at the maximum peak of your tolerance level for it. Smoking like 2, 3 blunts a day, and you're just gonna have to go through that withdrawal period again. And I'll tell you right now, the withdrawals suck. Like, why would you want to do that to yourself? And just compare how you felt during the withdrawals and how you feel as soon as you were done with those withdrawals, and you can be the judge on whether you should start smoking again or not. And I wanted to do this video a lot earlier, but I didn't have a chance to. And I would say it's been about a month and a couple weeks. So I would say about like 5, 6 weeks since I stopped smoking, and I feel amazing, man. Like, I feel so amazing. And when I was like at the maximum peak of my tolerance level with smoking, I would be so sluggish, and it's like someone would say something to me, like we'll be talking, and I just didn't comprehend it because I'm high. Of course, it brings out your creativity, but you can have that creativity when you don't smoke. You know, you if you were supposed to smoke weed, you would have been born with a blunt in your mouth. You feel me? So I think you don't need it. I think it's a waste of time. I think it makes time go by so fast. Like the most enjoyable moments in your life, you should you miss those moments. Like it's just a blur when you're smoking weed. And I think you'll be able to appreciate those moments when you're sober. And of course, many people are going through things where they feel like the weed helps them, and that's cool. It's just on you to ask yourself, is this helping me or hurting me? Is this allowing me to be my greatest version, or it's holding me back from being my greatest version? So it's on you to be the judge on what the weed is doing to you, on what it's doing for your life. Because I know there's many people that can smoke here and there, and then there's some people that can't. They have to smoke it all the time, and I'm one of those people. So it's on you. You be the judge if you should continue it. Just ask yourself, is this weed helping me or hurting me? So I just wanted to give my final thoughts on this video. Pretty much, if I was smoking weed right now, I wouldn't have half of the motivation that I have now. Like, I went out and I started my own business. I have my own LLC established, and I'm just doing a lot more with my life than sitting around, smoking weed. And I'll probably be playing the Xbox for hours every day. I'm now using that time to be more productive, to get things done, to better my life. So I know I sound like a broken record, but I have to keep on mentioning this, that I'm not condemning weed, nor am I condoning it. It's your life. You do what you want to do with your life. Just be real with yourself. Is it helping you or hurting you? You know, and there's this quote that I like. I think it's by Tony Robbins, and it's change happen change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. So you didn't click on this video for no reason. You seen the title and you didn't watch it till the end for no reason. So, it's on you. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, just hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll be back with a lot more red pill content. And this red pill content just provides clarity with everything. It's all subject. Of course, my channel was geared towards men, but it's this topic, this video, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. Again, thank you for watching. Take care.